In this video, I'll be showing you how to draw in 1-point perspective, 2-point perspective, and 3-point perspective. This image here is an example of 1-point perspective. So you have one vanishing point, and all of the receding parallel lines all converge at that vanishing point. In the previous videos, I showed you how to draw buildings in 1-point perspective. Letters will be done in the same way as the buildings, where you connect the corners to the vanishing point. The only difference is that letters have more corners than a square or rectangle. Okay, if you have a square or rectangle, you only have 4 corners, but some of these letters may have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 corners. I'll show you a few more examples before we get started. So here you'll see another example of 1-point perspective. In this 1-point perspective image, all of the receding parallel lines converge at the vanishing point. You are going to need a ruler for this project to line these things up. So you can see this building right here. This line is going towards the vanishing point. On this building, because it's above the horizon line, it's going to need to go down to get towards that vanishing point. Okay. You'll also notice the vibrant colors. We'll talk about color in the next video. Another example of 1-point perspective. In 1-point perspective, you have 3 types of lines. You have lines that are horizontal, they go straight up and down on the paper. You have lines that are vertical, lines that go straight up and down on the paper. Horizontal, lines that go straight across on the paper. And then lines that are receding parallel lines that converge at the vanishing point. Okay, so you have receding parallel lines, you have horizontal lines, and vertical lines. In 2-point perspective, you only have 2 types of lines. You have lines that are converging towards vanishing points, and you have vertical lines. There are no horizontal lines in 2-point perspective. The lines either are going straight up and down on the paper, or they are converging to one of the 2 vanishing points. Another 2-point perspective drawing, you'll notice that the lines are either going straight up and down, or they are converging towards the vanishing point. Notice that even though these images are done the same way, they are very unique. I want you to be creative in the way that you design your artwork. You can add things like raised garden beds. Some students added things like cars, pool, trees, telephone lines. And then this one, they also added signs to their buildings. Okay, welcome to Kansas City. Gave their buildings names. Okay, so be creative with your artwork. You'll notice in this one, I even added a King Kong to one of the buildings. And you can see he smashed some of the buildings. Okay, and then I also have the name of the city coming out from the vanishing point, kind of like the Batman sign. In 3-point perspective, you only have 1 type of line, lines that are converging towards vanishing points. Okay, so all of these lines that look like they're going up and down on the paper, they are converging towards a vanishing point. Okay, so if we lay our ruler down, we'll see that our vanishing point is right here. All of these lines that are going straight up and down, or that are going up and down, converge at that same 1 point. Okay, all the lines that are going either left or right are either converging to the vanishing point to the left or the vanishing point to the right. Okay, this 3-point perspective. One more example of 3-point perspective. Lines converging towards the vanishing points is all you will have in all of your buildings. Okay, so for this project, you're going to need a ruler, a pencil, and an eraser. In perspective drawings, the first thing you always start with is your horizon line. I'm going to work in 2-point perspective, and I'm going to turn my paper horizontally. You can also do your project this direction, like these 3-point perspectives did, but I'm going to choose to turn my paper this way. Your horizon line needs to go horizontally across your paper, but it can be anywhere you want it. If you put it lower on the paper, then you will have a low eye level. If you put it high on your paper, then you will have a high eye level. Okay, and what that means is if you have a low eye level, that means it's going to look like you're laying on the ground as you in this image, because everything is going to be above your eye level. If you have a high eye level, it's going to look like you're up on the 5th floor in a building, because everything is going to be below your eye level. Okay? If you have it right across the middle, then it'll kind of look like you're standing on the street, where some things may be below your eye level and some things may be above your eye level. I'm going to choose to put my horizon line low on the paper so that everything is above my eye level. Now that I have my horizon line, I need to add my vanishing points. In 2-point perspective, there will be 2 vanishing points. You want to spread those out as much as possible. So I'm going to put one vanishing point here and another vanishing point there. The first thing I'm going to do in 2-point perspective is I'm going to draw a vertical line, a line that goes straight up and down the paper. I'm going to, this line is going to show how tall the building is. Okay, so I want this building to be about that tall. In 2-point perspective, the second step is to connect the top and the bottom of that line to both vanishing points. The next step is to draw the back edge of the building. So I can have a very skinny building if I draw the line here, or a wider building if I draw my line here. I'm going to create this a wider building on one side and a skinnier building on the other side, so that my building is not a square but instead a rectangle. Okay, now I have my first building in 2-point perspective. Since I know that my lines are going to get erased outside of the building, instead of drawing the line all the way to the building, I'm only going to draw my line as large as I want the building to be. I'm not going to draw any longer than that because I know it's going to get erased anyway. And so now the only thing that I need to erase is the horizon line that falls inside of the building. Notice that I cannot see the top of any of my buildings because they are all above eye level. Okay, you cannot see the top of something that is above your eye level. Okay, so all my buildings are going to look taller than me because my eye level is low on the paper. the closer things get towards the vanishing point, the further away they are from you. It's called a vanishing point because it's the point in which things are so far away that they disappear. So as you are drawing buildings that are very close to the vanishing point, they should be a lot smaller than your other buildings because they are very far away from you. And as things get further away, they tend to decrease in size. I'm going to go ahead and add my street. As I begin to add windows and doors, all of those lines should also either be vertical, going straight up and down, or going towards the vanishing points. The lines that are on the left side of the building, the windows on the left side of the building should be going towards the left vanishing point. The windows on the right side of the building should be going towards the right vanishing point. So to create a door, I'm going to draw a line that goes straight up and down. Then I'm going to connect the top of that line to the vanishing point that's on the same side of the building. So this building has two sides. If the door was on this side, I would need to go towards that vanishing point. If it's on this side of the building, I'm going to go towards this vanishing point. Now to create a balcony, I'm going to draw another line that goes straight up and down. Then I'm going to connect the top and the bottom of this line to both vanishing points. Okay, now because this balcony is above eye level, the horizon line, I can see the bottom of it. Okay, so now I also need to connect the ends to the opposite vanishing point. So this side is on the left, so I'm going to connect it to the right vanishing point. Okay, we're going to the opposite side, and then this side is on the right, so I'm going to connect it to the left vanishing point. Remember to be as creative as you would like. You can see that I added a billboard that has my the name of my business on it. I added these balconies that are a little bit different. You can do a lot of different things to create something that is unique, like on the other image that I showed you with King Kong. You can have spaceships in the sky. You can do a lot of different things to make yours creative. As you are finishing this up, you can go over all of your lines with a Sharpie, or you can go over with a black colored pencil. We will add color to it in the next video.